Hello everyone, welcome to your masculine reading for the month of December 2021. Just so you know, this reading is going to be looking at the flow of masculine energy at this time as it relates to you. Now remember, this flow of masculine energy can relate to your own inner masculine as well as to the masculine energies that are represented in your life, whether that be through a person, could even be through an institution, right? So just understand that we're looking at this dynamic, powerful, I guess, dominant, I don't know, flow. And this would be the yang part of the yin yang, right? Now, I want to report that at this time, a lot of orange energy is coming through. So, as you guys know, and some of you may not, but it's okay, orange energy or the orange frequency relates to our sacral chakra. But that being said, off camera, I've got, they actually asked me to bring this in. So, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 orange things that are popping out at me so that I can mention this to you guys. And one of those things is an actual orange tree, so God is good. All right, ready to talk. Okay, so the masculine, I'm actually reshooting this reading from last night, so I'm very tempted to see, tempted, why did I say that? I'm very interested to see whether the energies remain the same. So looking at the flow of the masculine energy, what I'm getting for this month is that the masculine energy is ready to talk. It makes total sense. If you hearken back to the December 2021 video or some of the moon readings that I've put out relating to the month of December, you'll realize that this month is going to have a heavy flow of masculine energy coming in. And it makes sense. We have the solar eclipse happening soon. What's today? Yeah, today's December 2nd, my brother's birthday. Yay! We have the masculine energies coming in as well as the solar eclipse on top of the new moon. So remember, whenever you have a new moon, that means it's the beginning, it's the birth of a new moon cycle, which is, and the time is perfect for new beginnings. I almost said hajime, right? New beginnings. That's Japanese, right? New beginnings, a beginning. And when you add a solar eclipse to that, it compounds this whole new beginning. So think about it as 3 times the energy of the new moon that's happening. And it's a very dynamic energy. So that's also why we have a lot of this masculine energy coming in. I do want to report that this orange energy was also visible in one of the moon readings that we did recently. It might have been the moon in Sagittarius, I'm not sure. But the masculine energy is coming through to talk, to express this month. Now, the consistent message that has been going on, and this is it. Good night, goodbye. This is it. These 2 cards. It's very consistent that in order to temper and avoid over expression of the masculine, in other words, in order to temper and avoid over dominance, over control, over talking, over whatever this month, over manipulation, whatever, or manipulation in general, this month you will have to work together with the feminine aspect within you. So if we're looking at your inner masculine expressing, think about it this way. Hey, this month, oh yeah, my man parts are coming out to take control. But hold on, I have to be a little mindful that I don't take over. Let me go ahead and balance it out, temperance, with my inner feminine. Now, the way that the inner feminine is going to show up in this month is going to be in terms of conscience. It's going to be that niggling thought in the back of your mind. For example, oh wow, my boss gave me creative control over this project. Now I'm in effect the project manager. I've got ideas, baby. Masculine. And I know what I want. I know how I'm going to do it. Masculine. Hey, you wanted to do that, but I want you over here. Go ahead because your skills are better there. I know that you've been doing, whatever, this is my thing. Masculine. The feminine niggling thought is going to be like, oh, well, you know what? I did reassess Barney, God bless, to Team B instead of Team A, where he usually works and is good at it, because I wanted to try something out, and I agree with my move, but I wonder, was I being too strong? Was I coming on like a jerk? Did I give people a chance to talk? That's the feminine speaking up. So your key, in a nutshell, to the month of December when it comes to the expression of your masculine energies is to temper it with the feminine energies flowing within you. Bring balance. And this is totally in alignment with the messages that came out last night. Now, how can you bring, so we just looked at this dynamic in terms of an energetic dynamic, right? But let's see and we looked at an example of how it could manifest in the 3D as maybe you being placed into a position of authority or power and needing to temper it with your compassion and your sensitivity that's inside of you, your inner feminine, in order to avoid over dominating or over expressing in the masculine. Now, another way that could manifest, for example, is, let's say, let me see if I can dip into your energies, guys, and see what's coming up. Oh, yeah, there is the kid again. The kid, that's exactly the same thing about last night. Someone's son is coming in. But, okay, so, and getting this is actually a biological male, a son. Someone's son is coming in, and that may be that may be an active masculine, or maybe this kid is bouncing off the walls, they're doing a lot, they're kids, God bless, right? You, whoever's watching, male, female, gender non-conforming, because remember, everybody has masculine and feminine within, yin yang. You are being called to avoid over expressing in the masculine. Don't be so heavy-handed. Don't take umbrage to whatever they do right off the bat. Temper it with your feminine part. Oh, maybe yes, this child is out of control. Both masculine and feminine parts of you agree. I need to shut this down. But wait a minute. Let's take a look at why this child is acting out. Suddenly I'm getting more than one child. Notice how it said acting out now. So we're looking at a child that's older. I'm getting around 14, 15, 17, God bless, is what they're vibing as. Spirit is saying they need not actually be those ages, because remember, we do carry parts of us, aspects of us that have stopped growing at the age of when trauma impacted us, right? So you could be a 45-year-old and be carrying a 17-year-old aspect that acts out at certain times, right? So we're seeing this here. The guides are saying, when you deal with this person, male, female, gender non-conforming, please make sure that you are balancing yourself. Why? Because the masculine, in its toxic, right, becomes overreactive. And so the first thing is control. Let's lock this down, dominate. But watch that. Bring it back. Bring. So then it's like balanced. Now, let's go to the next part of this. Spirit is saying that for a lot of us, and this is, again, we're talking about the masculine energy within us. I do feel that we're coming off of a time where we've been kind of giving this masculine part of us the business, giving it the business the last few months. And that's because we've been honing these energies. And we were also working on toxic femininity within ourselves as well, especially back July, August, right? But we've also been looking at the masculine. We've kind of been locking it up a bit, keeping it internal, working a lot on these things. And now in the month of December, it's time for it to come out and play. Now, we have this up in the air here because, oh yeah, see, look at this is, yeah, great. I'm getting, for somebody here, this is a little bit of a personal message. They're saying the treatment is responding well. Yay. I don't know who that's for or what the treatment is. God bless you though. All right. So get it, guides. Yeah, so up in the air, going back to the message here, it's notice how these two, male and female, are now out. Now they're free to express, and it's like the balloon is coming for us to get active in this life of our host, you, the viewer. But the question is, how are we going to both express? Like, see them both like having this conversation. He's like, all right, so we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And she's like, okay, but you have to. So they're planning. So at this moment, you're listening to me pretty much verbalize the plan that the masculine and feminine energies, if they're working well, are hoping to be able to accomplish this month. Now, the reason some of you guys might be like, yeah, well, I just get on board with whatever I need to do. Well, let's delve into that. Now, you might ask, why are we even looking at my inner masculine? I want to know about that man down the street. Well, first of all, let me pause you. The man down the street is just going to mirror and reflect the inner masculine. So why don't we just work on the masculine instead, right? Now, I do feel that the reason why they're calling you to be mindful and to stay open to work with yourself, to reflect, to pause, to take time out, to ask around, to allow others to express before you act, so you respond instead of reacting, is because I do see that the month of December is going to call for not even a pivot, but more like a think first, then move. Think first, then move. Oh, I need to move back. But before I move back, let me think first. Do I need to move back? Right? So you see, masculine, feminine, it needs to move together. Now, I do feel that for some of you here, there could be an interloping energy. I'm just picking up on somebody's sister or sister-in-law, some type of sister figure that is doing a lot of this talking, right? And they are interfering a bit. But as I'm doing this, I'm feeling the energy being pushed right out, right? It's like pushing my hand right out, because when you're united, you can think for yourself. You no longer need the interloping of other energies, and you won't be able to listen to it. You don't want to entertain it. But I also feel that there's divine communication going on, Spirit is saying, at a higher level. So that's what's keeping things at bay here. I also feel there's divine protection about what's going on in your life, in your field in this month. But that being said, it's very important that you still monitor your output. And we monitor our output, our reactions, responses, things like that, by monitoring the input, what you're receiving, what you're seeing, what you're perceiving, and thinking about it. That's the feminine reflection, and listening as you take action in the masculine. So it could be an interloping thing. I do feel addictions could also be another interloping factor here. We do see the 3 here coming in as a third party energy along with this chess game. Remember, you're going to have to think before you move. So addictions, yes, could be that third party that keeps you separated. Now, keeps you separated from what? Keeps the masculine within you separated from the feminine within you. In other words, you act without thinking about the other, and that's a dangerous thing, right? So it's a dangerous thing because you're not balanced. And if you're not coming from a balanced place, you will express in an imbalanced way, and you can create havoc. Here's the 2 worlds card, guys. There's the contract. Listen, they're like, this is what's going on in the month of December. How can we work together? Hey, there's a storm coming. How can we shore up? They keep saying shore up, literally those terms for the month of December. How can we shore up? How can we work together to make sure that as a unit, me, myself, and I, as a unit, we're putting our best foot forward. God is good, right? Now let's talk about, because we're still talking about energy, but remember, as above, so below, so as within, so without. And so basically, whatever you're working on the inside, whatever dynamic we're talking about here is going to be reflected in the outside in some way. Hence, this reading is giving you a heads up. So, in your interactions, watch yourself. Now, I'm seeing you in your private space. Watch yourself. Now, in particular, watch for this energy of deservedness, false deservedness. Some of you want to do certain things, masculine. That's the inner masculine wanting to express, regardless of your gender. And you think, well, why not? I deserve this. I've put in the hours. I've put in the schoolwork. I've put in the money. I'm awesome, damn it. I'm the one who stays late. Whatever it is that you're telling yourself, watch what you're telling yourself, right? That's where the reflection comes in, because we can dupe ourselves into justifying certain behaviors that are not good. And when I say not good, remember, in all of reality, there is no bad, right? And all that is, there's no bad. There just is different. It's this. And then at the end of the day, it's actually all the same. It's all one. But from our level of perspective, we have fragmentation. And that inner fragmentation creates the misperception of duality. Anytime you can talk about good and bad, up, down, left, right, in between, I want, which implies that I don't have, right? All of this is duplicitous language that shows us that we're actually fragmented. But to be a human being, you undergo a sense of fragmentation in order to be here. And so we know we have to always deal with that at some level, but you can minimize it by bringing awareness to what it is that you're saying. So one way that you can do that this month is to be in balance. Stop, look at what you are witnessing, consider the story you're telling about what it is that you're witnessing. Think about, bringing in your inner feminine and balancing it with the inner masculine. Think about what that means for you. Think about what actions you would like to take. Think about the effects those actions would take. Think about the why. Sometimes we convince ourselves that this is the action that needs to be taken because it's going to help A, B, C, and D other people, but really no, it's all about your ego and wanting to feel self-important, for example. So think about that and then come up with a plan. You can involve other people to make sure you have that checks and balances, but people who are like-minded in having a desire to be objective. So we want to watch the biases, and at the end of the day, you're going to make a decision from a balanced place as you express, okay, as you get into your masculine. So let's take a look. Deep wounds. Sixth house, I serve day. Oh, what's the reverse? Okay, you guys saw me try to put it, but let's take a look at it. Sixth house, I serve daily. Virgo, Mercury. I just saw vlog for somebody, okay? If you're a vlogger, they're saying keep that up. It's looking good. See the card wanted to straighten. It's working well. You're doing well. That's exactly what you should be doing. You're putting it out there. You're pasting it. They're saying all of that. It's good, whoever you are. Now, going back to this other energy here, deep wounds. Remember, this came out in the reverse. Remember, this is basically reiterating what I just said. When you come from a place of imbalance or woundedness, right? That's when your perceptions are not clear. And so life is about allowing ourselves to be triggered so that we can bring awareness to what's going on the inside, and so that we can take inspired action with the intention of becoming integrated within ourselves, moving forward as a whole. No more split consciousness. And so they're saying that in this month of December, one of the things that you will have to contend with as often is this part of you that's wounded. So you're going to want to look at your shadows, of course. There's always room for shadow work. Isn't that the real work? Come on, guys. That's the real work right there. Suddenly it got cold right here. Let's go ahead and put something there. Something. It's almost like I'm getting something that knows it has no business being there, but it's necessary at this time. Okay, there it is. Serpent secrets. Let's look at the bottom for some medicine about this. What is it? Seventh house. Relationships, partnerships, contracts, interdependence, basically. Libran energies. Now, makes sense. Off to the side, we have this card deck just hanging out. Lover's card. This is most likely not romantic. We're looking at the interrelationships. Okay. Now, what did I say? This energy felt like something that should not be there, but is needed at this time. Remember, sometimes in order to heal something, we kind of take on some of that thing. A hair. What is it? The hair of the dog that bit you, or something. I don't know where we come up with these things, but anyway, hidden in plain sight. So spirit, it almost feels a little bit like, it feels like you're going to have to watch your awareness. A lot of you are in this place of denial, but it's not just denial, it's actively pushing things away. Now, makes sense, because when you're expressing as a masculine, you're putting your foot out, right? But you're pushing aside that inner knowing, that inner feminine, that inner balance. And that inner feminine or that inner balance is the opposite of or polar opposite of the masculine. And so if you're putting yourself out there but you're pushing some stuff back, it manifests as you taking action, but while you keeping certain things hidden, right? The question is, who are you keeping those things hidden from? Now, are you keeping them hidden from yourself? Are you keeping them hidden from other people? So in the month of December, the masculine energies are coming through to say basically, hey, we out here, okay? we are popping up. It's time to start expressing. I see, as much as December, is kind of heading into winter and we're thinking about hibernation, I see the masculine getting ready. He's like, look, I'm ready to chop this wood. I'm not freezing this winter. Like, no, not me. Listen, you, but not me. So he's getting out here. You are getting out here. Part of you is getting out here. You're taking control. Some of you may actually be getting what you wish. I do see that some of you are being offered an opportunity to do something. You may not be too keen on it, is what I'm getting. Some of you may actually want to wait for something better. But it's almost like, look at, because I'm seeing her head there. She's looking at something. It's brightening up, and she's like, ah. It's like, ah, and it's not ah. It's ah, right? It actually is ah, right? But when you come from this low self-worth thinking, when your muddled thoughts, your monkey chatter in your mind, your imbalanced energies, your wounds, your all of this, you're look how heavy this is on top of this opportunity that you have. So let's say that as you go into any opportunities this month, of course, take the measured approach that we talked about and how to balance the both sides for yourself, but also think about what you're worth. I'm worth this. I deserve this, but not from a toxic place, okay? No man is an island in and of itself. Anything that you do this month, you're going to have to rely on other people, so you're going to have to watch how you do it. Now, if you're like sitting there and you're like, I don't want to go through all this, it seems like math and well, think about it from this standpoint. Golden rule, what would you have done unto you? Simple. Very, very simple. Well, would I want a project manager to take me off the team without even consulting me, without even giving me a chance to talk, without even just transferring me out just like that? No, you wouldn't, so don't do it to somebody else. Plain and simple. Okay, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. At the end of the day, it's how you do it. It always is how you do it. Let's go ahead and draw this card. Hope that didn't hurt anybody's cute little eardrums. Forget that some of you guys might be using, this is a card for us, but it doesn't want to come on there. I'll check what that is. Some of you may be using headphones. I'm getting that song. Remember that song? I apologize. Don't, oh, believe me, I do. Remember that song? So somebody here, yes, thank you. That's why they're saying it. Just apologize. So just like that, when I said, oh, okay, I'm sorry if I, hurt your drums, your eardrums, that's it. If you do steamroll somebody this month, go ahead and apologize. Not about making excuses. Look, communication. Apologize. Perception is everything. Golden rule perception. Now let's check what that card was. Why didn't it want to come up here? Oh, mastery. Okay. High five. He's not high-fiving, but okay, I see. Too slow. This mastery card is off to the side because it's a cookie. You'll get the label of mastery when you do the work. Let's see how you do. Let's see how you do. In order to master your masculine expression this month, in order to work masterfully with the expression of your inner masculine this month, as it reflects in the people around you as well as yourself and your actions, then you need to look at your perceptions. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay? So I'm going to leave you guys with this lovely reading. So glad I reshot it. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me or to have a live energy healing session via Zoom, please do feel free to reach out. Check my Etsy page and I am here and more than willing to work with you. Okay? Mwah.